Is it a hymnal? Do we have hymnals?
Mm-hmm.
We do?
We don't use them, but we have them. Are they still in their seats? No. No, they're put away. No. Does somebody have a book in the room? There's a book. What
We're
book
going
you got
there? Yeah. Whatever it is, bring it up. I mean, like if there weren't any books, Spirit is saying, she's saying through her spirit, which is the same thing as spirit. She's saying the highest place you can find it is in a book, and there's other places we could go. That's just the way it is. If you're in an airplane and you don't have anything, you can think of a song. Okay, so I'm going to a page number? No, I'm going to the back. Going there, 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 there. Yeah. How far can I? No. A revisioning of physics, a challenge to reductionistic models of nature, radical yet stimulating and inspiring. Does somebody want to say that in English for me?
Say it again.
We're reducing. We're going to a revisioning of physics. Mm-hmm. Anywhere else? Okay. Because that's what we're doing.
That's correct.
We're revising
restructuring.
We're revising and okay. Mm-hmm. But that is why she is blocked about loving herself. So I'm asking for a wise and peaceful perspective here. She's bringing in information for all of us that we need to do on behalf of all of us tonight. Because I hadn't planned on doing this at all, quite frankly. And yeah, well, you want to hear God laugh? Tell him your plans. So, we literally have to claim the phrase around the restructuring of physics. Okay, so right now I want you to see, are you with me? Yeah, okay, good, thanks. That right now she is blocked in loving herself, right? Enough to really own the phrase. So now I want all of us to join in, okay, and participate around the restructuring of the physics within the field that have to take place. I'm claiming I am what? Harmonious creation. Okay. She's blocked in loving herself? Not anymore. Did everybody follow this? Because I'm pretty stunned myself. Did you see what just happened? Okay. So basically what happened was the structuring of her physics in the field was keeping her from loving herself. Everybody with me? And by her coming forward, we were able to claim harmonious creation for the entire field. So in healing her, we healed everybody around the structuring of physics here and beyond.
Good. Let me follow that structuring of physics line a little bit differently.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, so we already know from a scientific perspective that the Newtonian model of science, which is a billiard ball universe, meaning smaller particles circulating on other particles, building other particles, creating molecules, creating stuff, right? That the new model in the field is that there's a quantum field that responds to consciousness. The observer affects the experiment. That's the new model, right? So the restructuring of physics that they're talking about in that back in that book is shifting from the Newtonian-Cartonian model to the quantum model, right? Which is what is happening in our day. That they say science advances at the rate that old scientists die off, right? Why? Because they're holding the old patterns of what's real, the new scientists come forward, and that's how it emerges, right? However, the way we've been doing structuring here and has been balancing. We've been using the term balance. I am balance. So we go to balance masculine and feminine energy. We go to balance the God within and the God above. We go to balance, right? So we've been claiming balance, right? Well, now, as we claim balance in a flipped world, right? The old world was going from form, allowing the form to shape my attitudes and consciousness, right? When I was a kid, I was told the Russians were bad because they were Russians. You grow up and so, okay, Russians are bad, so we don't like Russians. You see, the reality, the form, determined the attitude. You see it? Right? Now, we're in a flipped universe. We're flipping. We're in the process. We're in the age of flipping, right? And we're flipping from the form determines to consciousness determines the form, right? I am harmonious creation. From that place of being harmonious creation, forms of harmony begin to show up in my world. You see the difference? Right? So when we talk now about balancing, we're not talking about balancing left and right and masculine and feminine and up and down. When we're talking about balancing, we're talking about restructuring. Right? I say, I am coming into balance. I am balancing that which is the I am as harmonious creation and a world that's had it backwards. So literally every time you say I am, every time you say I am balance. You're coming, by making that statement now, the balancing statement is now no longer about balancing in the old world, it's about restructuring in the new world. Right? That every time you say I am balance or call yourself to walk in balance or to live in balance, you're calling yourself to live in the new structure, which means you're giving yourself more and more authority to live in harmonious creation. Meaning I'm here in my innocent perception, I'm right now in my harmonious creation, I am creating an environment whereby we can all restructure. Right? Now, I am not the only, I am creating that. You see that? Because every time you agree and are willing to touch, the only reason we touch ourselves is, again, to restructure, to bring the false ideas. No, hello, cells, reorient yourself to the new structure. Reorient yourself to the new consciousness that I'm now calling into being. I'm touching my cells, my heart cells, the thing that moves everything, which is also the center of love. I'm touching it all and saying restructure. Right? I am balance. Every time I claim I am balance, I am harmonious creation, we are restructuring literally the cells of the being. And we're restructuring into the universe as it actually is, not the backwards one, where you were born backwards because you knew you were coming into a backwards world. Hey, it's all backwards here. Wait a minute. Right? 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 And all of us have some kind of soul remembrance of going, at some point, wait a minute, this is, whoa, right? We made a commitment not to forget. It came into all this density, and it was all flipped around, so it became quite easy to forget. And since there was no training in this, no institutes like this one around or available, it took me a long time to get a hold of, wait a minute, what's not working here? Well, I came into a world, and my intention in coming into the world was to help flip it. Another way of saying that, to help usher in the new age. That we no longer work from this, because this one begets enemies and conditions that are handed down to you from generations. Hatfields and McCoys. Right?
Iran and Iraq.
Iran and Iraq, et cetera, right? And this one, it's a whole fresh creation when I come into a flipped world. Do you see it? When I start living from being in the new standard, which is what we're working on.
I think, has anybody seen the new Pirates movie? Okay, well, I'm going to give something away, so if you don't want to hear it, leave.